On a sunny Saturday afternoon, a group of soldiers returning home from a military training exercise stopped at a local gas station in a small town in Ohio. They were tired, but excited to be back in civilian life, even if just for a few hours. As they filled up their vehicles, laughter filled the air, and camaraderie was evident among them. However, the peaceful atmosphere quickly shifted when a group of reckless bikers rode into the gas station. The bikers revved their engines loudly and sped around the parking lot, showing off their stunts. Their behavior was reckless and dangerous, drawing the attention of everyone present. The soldiers exchanged glances, their smiles fading as they observed the bikers' antics. The bikers were not just being loud, they were nearly colliding with parked cars and disregarding the safety of others. One soldier named Jake, who had recently returned from deployment, felt a surge of protectiveness. He had seen enough chaos during his service and wasn't about to let it happen here. He approached his friends and suggested they intervene. "We can't just stand by while they act like this," Jake said, his voice firm. As the soldiers gathered their resolve, the bikers continued their reckless behavior. They laughed and shouted at each other, revving their bikes and drawing attention from other customers. It was a scene that felt all too familiar to Jake, who remembered the importance of discipline and respect he had learned in the military. He believed that real strength was not just about physical prowess, but also about standing up for what is right. With a collective nod, the soldiers decided to confront the bikers. As they approached the group, Jake stepped forward and addressed the lead biker. "Hey man, we understand you want to have a good time, but you need to be more responsible. This isn't a stunt show, and you're putting people in danger." The lead biker looked taken aback. He was used to intimidation, not confrontation, from a group of soldiers. "Who do you think you are?" he sneered. Jake stood tall and replied, "We're people who care about safety and respect. This isn't the place for your games." The tension in the air grew thick as the soldiers continued to assert themselves. The other bikers began to circle around their leader, clearly ready to back him up. But the soldiers remained steadfast, their military training giving them confidence. The crowd of onlookers began to take notice of the standoff. Just then, another soldier stepped forward, a calm presence among the tension. "Look, we're not here to fight. We just want everyone to be safe. Why don't we all take a breath and think about what could happen if someone gets hurt?" His words resonated with many in the crowd, who nodded in agreement. The bikers, sensing the shift in energy, began to cool down. The lead biker shrugged and muttered something under his breath, but he stepped back slightly. As the situation de-escalated, the soldiers took the opportunity to engage with the bikers. They shared stories of their service and the importance of looking out for one another. The bikers started to listen as they realized that the soldiers were not just trying to ruin their fun, but were genuinely concerned about safety. The conversation shifted from confrontation to understanding, and by the end of their exchange, both sides found common ground. The bikers apologized for their reckless behavior and even promised to be more cautious in the future. As they revved their engines to leave the gas station, the atmosphere was no longer tense, but rather filled with a sense of mutual respect. The soldiers watched as the bikers rode off, knowing they had made a difference that day. Jake turned to his friends and smiled. They had stood up for what was right without resorting to violence or hostility. In that moment, the soldiers learned that true strength lies in the ability to communicate and connect, even with those who seem different from us. The experience was a reminder to everyone present that standing up for safety and respect can lead to understanding and change. As they resumed their journey home, the soldiers felt proud, knowing they had turned a potentially dangerous situation into a lesson of unity and respect for all.